Shalom Aleichem, welcome to Breslov web seminar Parshat Behar. This week's Parshat Behar, Hashem spoke to Moshe Behar Sinai at Mount Sinai to say this, and the Rashi brings from the Medrash, why does it have to say Mount Sinai next to Shemita, which are the laws of the Sabbatical year? And Rashi explains that just like the laws were given in detail at Sinai for the laws of the Sabbatical year, so too all the other laws were given at Sinai. So the Parsha starts off the Sabbatical year. Means once every 7 years you're supposed to let your land lie fallow. Do not plant, do not cut, reap, harvest your fields and whatnot. It's not yours. The land belongs to me. That's what Hashem says. Ki li ha'aretz. The land belongs to me. Real estate, right? It's I buy land. Does it really belong to me? Or does the whole world land belong to Hashem? As the verse says in Psalms 24, La Hashem ha'aretz umloya. To Hashem belongs the earth and everything that's in it. So we become real estate magnates, or we own our own home, or we try and own whatever it is that we can own. I think, is it really ours or not? Pasha says, start off. You should count for yourselves 7 years, right? And at 7 years, you should let the land lie fallow. And at the end of 7 years, count another 7 years and another 7. And you count it 7 times, then you come to a Jubilee year. Jubilee year means the 50th year is called a Yovel. Yovel means freedom. So the 7 year, 7 cycles of 7 years, it's all a concept of what freedom really is all about. If I am belonging to the land, I say I own the land, but that means I really have to tend the land, and I have to take care of it, I have to cultivate it, I have to work very hard on the land to make sure it's mine. I have to make sure it's kept proper, it's kept clean, so on and so forth. Do I ever get a break from this materialism? I have to work hard. I mean, farming is not an easy thing either, right? Today, maybe with a lot of implements, a lot of tractors and whatnot, life could become easier, but it's not an easy job. And yet, it's fruitful. It's what gives us sustenance. It's what gives us the nourishment. The same really applies to all the work that we do. If it's law, if it's accounting, if it's electricity, if it's plumbing, if it's any kind of work, architecture, engineering, and so on and so forth, high tech, low tech, whatever you might want to say, all of it really is a means for us to communicate with Hashem. Say, Hashem, I know that you are behind this. Li ha'aretz, the world belongs to you. I belong to you. I want to do what you want me to do, what you put me in this earth for. Alright? If it's 7 years, if it's a 7 cycle year of 7 years and whatnot, whatever it is, whatever time I have allotted to myself, let me make sure that I use this time and effort to do it right. That's what the Parsha is teaching us. And so we have this counting. We mentioned last week about Emor, we talked about the Sfiras Omer, which was mentioned. And let's go a little bit more into it and understand. Just like we have to count 7 years for the Sabbatical year, so too we have to count our days. We're supposed to count during the Sfira, which we're in the middle of now. It's the 4th week of Sfira already. And what we have to count is the fact that we have to make sure that our lives count. We are given a present of Hashem. We're given a gift of Hashem. It's called life. Right? Just like the earth gives us life, gives us sustenance, so too Hashem gives us life. And He sustains us every single day. There are some better days. There are some harsher days. There are some very, very difficult days. And there are some very, very beautiful days. Days that we relish and we think about, we reminisce about and whatnot. What we have to do is learn to make sure that every day, no matter what it is, counts. Rabbi Nosson has a very long discussion in Likutei Halachos about this. He has actually many discussions on Sfira. But one of the main laws is Pikodon Halacha Daled, for those who will study Likutei Halachos. He speaks there about the value of making sure that every day counts. Sfira, count it. Right? You wake up in the morning, right? I have a friend, Rabbi Chanan Talbot from Los Angeles. He said, people get up in the morning. Should I get up? Should I turn over? Should I go back to sleep? Do I want to get up? Right? He says, you were given a gift of a day. You were given the gift of life. Jump up out of bed and yell, yippee! Right? Happy. Be happy about what you got today. And make it count. Do something constructive with it. Even if everything in the day seems to go against you, it doesn't matter. You try. You have to make your effort. That's all. Try and daven. Try and learn. Try and do a mitzvah. Try and give some tzedakah, charity, whatever it may be. Do something good today. Make sure the day doesn't go with nothing. It doesn't go empty. Right? Then you've killed the day. You've killed time. Did you ever kill time? Right? Who are you killing? Your own self. If you kill time, you're killing it. It's your time. Make use of it. If you have to wait, right? You have to go out with your wife to a wedding, and of course she's late. As we always say, it's always the woman that's late. It's not really true, but let's say we say that. You have to kill time now because she's getting dressed, whatever it may be. You have to kill time. Kill time. Whose time are you killing if not your own? Right? Make use of the time. Say thank you, Hashem. I have what I have. Right? We'll get there in time. Everything will be all right. Everything will be fine. Thank you, Hashem, for the good things that happened to me this day, this week, whatever it may be. Make use of the time. Make use of it. It's so important to recognize that every second of my life counts, and the second that passed is not going to come back again. It won't be there. Right? Rabbi Nachman once said about somebody, he was 80 years old and he passed away. And unfortunately, Rabbi Nachman lamented the person and said, a person could live for 80 years and maybe he had 2 years of life. If he puts together all the good moments of his life, he's maybe got 2 years out of the 80. He says, you don't have to live very long, you just have to live well. Right? Living well meant filling it with good things, filling the time with good deeds, a little prayer, a little study, doing tzedakah, giving charity, doing a chesed, doing an act of kindness to somebody, comforting somebody. So it's a tremendous mitzvah. Rabbi Nachman once taught, he says, if you maintain a facade of happiness, it's a facade. Maybe you're not really happy, but you're going to tell yourself you're going to be happy, and you put on a smile, right? Well, if you greet somebody in the street and you're smiling, well, you may bring a smile to that person's face too, right? And the Talmud in Tainus tells that Rabbi Yeshua ben Levi was standing with Eliyahu Hanavi in the marketplace, and he asked him, who in this marketplace will merit the world to come? And Eliyahu Hanavi showed him two jokers. Not jokers, they were regular people, but they used to go around making people happy. Call them merrymakers, right? He said, these two merrymakers will merit the world to come. because they go around making people happy. So even if I'm not really feeling like I'm accomplishing much, a lot of people are not really getting anywhere yet, we still could accomplish a lot by taking sphera, taking count of what we do, what we have, and putting it into work. That I want to make my day count. Even if I can't get a full day out of work, I can't get a half day out of work, I can get something out of my work, out of my mitzvahs, out of the things, good things that I do. And that way, Be'ezah Hashem, we will all merit to see that our lives are full, and they will be full. If you take that attitude, your life will be filled with goodness, with happiness, with joy, with success, because the key to success is happiness. Have a good Shabbos.